It's strange. It's strange. It seems like I'm doing it for the first time. I completely forgot the other days that I did a meeting, and it feels like, oh my God, what I'm going to say, and it's completely new. So we will see what's going to happen. There's only what's happening, so that's the easy part of it. There's only what's happening, and it's not real. Nothing is real. So that's completely different at what normally we think about how life is going and how I could deal with everything. There's no one. There's no one inside. There's no one outside. The world is not a real world. It's an appearance of buildings and streets and bodies, feelings, sounds. It's an appearance of everything. It can be everything. Hi. And it's neutral. Everything is neutral. And that's what happens when there's someone inside. It's assumed that there's someone inside. I'm in this body. Everything is happening to me and I have to deal with that. Then it seems like everything is solid and real, and there seems to be a subtle feeling or a strong feeling of loss, of there's something not right. I did something wrong. There's something not complete. I'm missing. There's a missing can be. So there's a energy, a search, a searching energy is going, and it's happening like that. It's only what is happening. But when that I am here and I'm in my story of my life, it feels everything is so, um, how do you say that? Looking at it and having an idea about it, what is going on. So it's very quickly, there are a lot of thoughts about what's going on and how that is going and why and all that. There's only what is happening. There's no one. Okay. Oh, John is kicked out. How can we do that? Oh, God. So there has to be another. Wow, wait a minute. I have to do something with that. Oh no, I do not the right thing. Wait, I have to. Oh, one moment. I'm not seeing him entering. So I wait for John to come in. It's crazy how computers are working. I really don't understand. And then suddenly that whole thing is going on like John isn't there in the room anymore. I'm I'm going and then maybe oh yeah, I have to make him co-host. Oh God. Wait.
Can you make me co-host?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I hope everything will work now. We'll see. There's what's happening, and there's no reason for anything. So there's no reason for a computer not functioning. There's no reason for anything. And what we normally do is we have a life, and it's life in time and distance and space. When there's time, there's before, there's after, and then there's me. Everything is happening to me, and there's a feeling of discomfort and missing, and they're trying to feel good about how can you do that. And there's a lot of ideas about before you did say that, and because you said that I'm feeling bad, or all that, or because of circumstances are like that I'm feeling awful, or it's always about because and why and all that. It's assuming that there's time and there's a reason for what's going on. There can be a feeling of "Whoa," like that. That is what's happening. There's no reason, there's no meaning in it. It's that feeling can happen. It's not even happening to you. It's what is happening in space, you could say. There is no separate person. That's what's so normal, is that we are here in this body. This body is real. I'm inside of the body and all that. The body isn't real. Nothing is real. So it's energy. There are no borders. There are no borders. So there's not living in this body. There are no borders. So that's, you don't know where it's the body is seen like maybe an arm or but, and it's assuming it's always there. Nothing is always there. It's what apparently is seen. Or, see, there can be seeing, there can be a lamp, there can be a hand. It's that. It's singular. There's nothing else than that what is happening. It's so simple and so tiny and so not meaning anything. It's neutral. So there's only what is happening. And it's what normally what's now going on a lot of people going on and like saying, yeah, it's what it is and it's what is happening and all that, saying that to themselves or to other people. That's completely a misunderstanding of what's being said here. It has nothing to do with that. It's a way of dealing with what's going on. Normally, it's only when there's something not right or something disappointing or all that, then they're saying, yeah, it's what it is. When there's really something like, oh, wow, then people don't say, I don't hear people say like, oh, yeah, it's what it is. That is, it's more a way of dealing with things. So this has nothing to do with it's what it is or it's what is happening, saying that to yourself. That's a complete misunderstanding. When they're saying that, it's only describing what's going on. When there's living, you could say normal daily life, there's only what is happening. There's not looking at it. The whole thing about trying to deal with it is just gone. There's no one. So there's no escape. There's everything what's going on. There can be pain, there can be all kind of circumstances, there can be a flu, bad flu and a bad thing. There can be anything. It's very normal. The only difference you could say what normally is going on is what is lost. It's that there's the belief, the embodied belief that there's someone. And that whole construct about I am here and trying to deal with everything with my free will and choice is lost. When that's lost, it's no big deal because it was already not working. It was already not real. So we assume that we have a free will or maybe a choice. Life is the boss, you could say. It's already what's happening, and maybe we think like, oh, that's because I choose that, or it's very important to do that. That whole construct is completely useless. It never had any function, but it feels like it's the most important. It can feel like it's the most important thing that I have to decide and I have to make the right choice and I have to do the right thing. And this is really important and all that. Nothing is important. It's already that what is happening for no one. So in that way, when there's looking for, I don't want to have a me anymore or things like that, it's already like that. That's the, in a way, the awful side of this message. Because when there's me, there's always trying to find something else. It seems like in the end, maybe there will be no me and that will be the end and that will be no problems or something nice somewhere. It's not about nice. It's already what is happening. So there's no hope for something else. There isn't something else. It's what is happening already. It's not happening to someone. It's not happening to you. There is already no you. It's already complete as it is. And complete means not like a way of perfection or all that ideas in the story. Complete is exactly how it is. That's the completeness. It's already like that. It's already a flu or a half glass of tea or anything. exactly how it is for no one. And there's no reason, there's no why. It's neutral. It's what is happening. Very neutral. That's life. And there's no story. When there's me is the story. Me is the story and time, and I have to do this, and this is important, and there's tomorrow and yesterday. There's no tomorrow. There's no yesterday. There's no time. It's a construct. So there's this, a face, there's sound. There's no need for anything. There's no need to hear it. There's no need to understand what's going on, what's being said. There's no need to be here. There's maybe sitting, then there's sitting. That's what's happening. Maybe it's hearing sound, words. It doesn't matter if it's heard in a certain way or a different way. That how it's heard is the perfection. Doesn't mean it's right or nice or all that. That's making it into something else. It's exactly how it is. And that's already. So there's nowhere to go. That's the simplicity of this. It's already exactly how it is. Nowhere to go, no need for anything else. It's already complete as it is. And we can talk about that because there can be a lot of ideas about this is not perfection and I want to be something else and all kinds of ideas. There can be so many ideas. We can talk about everything. It doesn't matter. When there's talking in the story, then there's talking in the story. It doesn't matter what's going on. There cannot be silly questions or maybe there's asking for explanation. It doesn't go anywhere, but there can be an asking for it. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. It's nothing is wrong either. It can't be wrong. It can't be right either. It's what it is. Exactly that question maybe, or that sharing, or saying nothing, just sitting, falling asleep, anything. So we'll see. You can maybe unmute yourself and say something, or maybe you want to do the chat, or I can open the chat, and then we'll see. Hmm. John, there's someone, something, somebody in. Oh, yeah, you see it. There can be an explanation of this. There can be a really nice clarity about how everything is functioning and that there's no one and all that. There can be an understanding and an explanation which makes it very clear how life is going and how there's no me and there can't be choice and all that. It doesn't matter. A lot of explanation that asks also maybe there can be more questions. It's trying to explain and make it clear. There's no need for clarity. There's no need for anything, also not for clarity. It doesn't matter. This is not about clarity. It's already what is going on. There's no need for anything. It's exactly that what is happening. Sound, feeling, contracted, pain, table, wall, thoughts, what is going on, then just that thought can happen. Anything. And when there's something going on, it doesn't mean, oh, there's still me going on and all that. That's a story. Nothing has to do with that there's still a me. There is already no me. That's a new story that still the me is going on and still that contracted because those thoughts are happening or all that. It's a construct. It's a very clever way to stay alive from that whole construct, me construct, you could say. It doesn't matter what's happening. It's everything. It's every thought without any meaning. No why.
That's a chat.
Oh, thanks. And there's somebody in the waiting room. Hello, Rose. So feeling like a me or feeling like a no me is the same. What is feeling like a me? I don't know what that is. That's an idea on top of what's going on. There can be a feeling of maybe a contracted energy or tension or I don't know. And then assuming that that's me or no me. I don't know. Well, a feeling is something that's sensed somewhere. Then that's it. Maybe you don't know what it is, or you know there can be sadness or a feeling. But feeling a me is a construct. It's an idea about what me is, and that you think like, oh, it's still there. I was thinking like it's the tension here in my breast, and that's me. So when there's tension, oh, still me going on, and that's because of, and all that. There's already no me. There can be a lot of ideas about what me is and how me is, and it's my ego, and it's a lot of ideas about what me is. It doesn't matter, but it makes it like more real. It seems like, oh, it's confirming that, oh, me is still going on, and oh, I have so trouble, still me is going on. There is no me going on. There's that tension, maybe, or all those thoughts about a belief that there's someone there. And maybe there's a watcher. You could say that because a lot of people, it's like there's a watcher and looking at myself and noticing what's going on. It feels like there's always two, like there's not one. There's always a watcher and looking at the feelings or what's going on or what myself. A lot of people have that can feel like me is still there. It doesn't matter. It's a construct. But then what's there can be what me does is the jumping on it and think like, oh, that's still there. And then how can I get rid of it? Oh, what is that? Oh, that troubles me so much and all that. So it's giving it a lot of energy. It's very clever. It's like, I don't want that anymore. And it makes it even more real. You can't get out of it. You can't get rid of anything because there's already no one. So there's no choice. There's no power to or free will to do things. There's no escape already. So it's exactly that. Can happen. Yeah. But we don't want that. We want something, we have an idea about what's going on, no me, like, oh, we're making an example of people like Rose or somebody else and think like, I want that too. You don't know. You don't know what's going on. It's an idea. It's a lot of ideas about what it would be. It's always something else. That's what's going on. And that's me. Me is that belief, that construct. That's always there's something missing. This isn't yet complete. There's something going on. I can say that to myself, but it doesn't feel like that. And it's an endless trying. Mm. And again, people say, yeah, there's no me here anymore. Or people say, yeah, there's definitely a me. I don't care. What? So what? It's not better to feel there's no me or something like that. I don't know. There's life happening. That's what's going on. It doesn't matter how it's going. It's different. Yeah. There's no better no ones or something like that. It's just not nonsense. It's what is happening. Okay, another chat. It doesn't matter. Is for that I say it's the same is always that. Is for that I say it's the same. It's always this. It's always this, but this can feel like frustrated or like like that. So then what normally is going on when there's I am here and I living my life, it's trying to feel comfortable or free or better or things like that. That drive to feel good or not pain and all that can be very strong and convincing. And then on top of what there can be pain or disappointment or frustration or anything, and then saying, no, it's what it is. That's, or it's just this, saying that. No, it's not this, it's or anything, whatever happens. Yeah, that's what it is about. There's no escape. So you can't name it in another way than what it is. That's what me does. It's trying to escape from feelings it doesn't want. Can be. And there can be an understanding. It's this. It can't be something else. It can be very clear. What? Yeah, so what? Then that's clear. Yeah. Okay. Uh, this is something, it's energetic. So there's circumstances, and then suddenly it's like, yeah, it's all this. And then suddenly a car drops by and hurt your leg, and really in an awful way. And you don't say, oh, it's just this. No, of course not. So there's so many ideas. It's very easy to be clear and all that. And then suddenly life take a turn and rough. And then it's no escape. Life is everything. So there's no escape when there's no me. There's no, you could say there's already no me, but that construct, when that's lost, it's there's no escape from anything. But the strange thing is, it's already like that. But it seems like there's a lot of things going on trying to make it in a different way. It's cost a lot of energy. Can be very devastating and important sometimes. There's no control. So that can be a little bit frightening for someone who's living his life in a certain way. There's nothing to get. So there can be in this kind of meetings, also on Zoom, that there's no words are talking, and there's no talking, or maybe there's nothing saying. So there's no entertaining or no trying to make things more clear or all that. So there can be like a dissatisfaction when there's not saying anything, and like feeling like, yeah, what I'm doing here and all that. Can be. Yeah. This is going nowhere.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just wondering if you could speak about is there an apparent individual character for each person? Is there an individual character
In the story, when
in the
there's a
story?
story, then you can see like, oh, she's a bit like that in the back. Uh, in the same time, there's not. It's 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 only that. It's only that hand, and that's everything. And there's no before and no after. So there's nothing going on. Only that appearance of that hand, or maybe that. And and the crazy thing is we can understand, the brain can understand there's time and all that. So there seems to be a story and people acting like that. There's no meaning in it. That's what the difficulty is with stories, that it seems like this is better and worse and all that stuff. But there can be characteristics. But they don't have any meaning. They don't are better than something else. It's just what's happening,
I
apparently.
guess I'm a little bit baffled by the fact there's a character to a person when there's no person.
Yeah, but there's yeah,
And it's sort
yeah,
of like I'm trying to understand it and it's
it's impossible.
impossible.
Yeah, it's just that, and it's crazy how it's a miracle. How is everything going? It's just walking to the kitchen and all that, and maybe doing things or phoning or Zoom or any. How how can you work that out? I don't know. It's just what's going on in a certain way or all that. And what happens normally in the story is that there's right and wrong and better and worse and all that. When that's lost, then the story is just a story of just going and not going, and it's neutral. So there's nothing going, but it's still there. So there's not a joy, but not always enjoying, because there's also like or anything, but it's full on. It's life full on in any way, without meaning. And this is not better than something else, because that's what's so much about. This person is right and that's wrong, and that circumstances are better or worse or all that. No, there's no better or so when that's all lost, then life is just what it is.
Yeah.
Characteristics and maybe even more, because there's nothing going on like I shouldn't, and that has to happen differently and all that. That's not coming. So that characteristics can even be more in the story, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've been sort of trying to split it apart, trying to work it out, because
Mm.
I've heard speakers speak of the apparent character of the person still happens, if you like
Mm.
football, then, if there's no me, you're probably going to still like football. That character likes football, but it's all apparent, I guess, and it's,
Yeah. Well, it's not all the time that you think like, oh, everything is apparent. That's no.
yeah, yeah,
It's just
exactly.
It's just going and then drinking tea and then saying, "Oh, you don't have tea? Oh my God, I just wanted so much that tea." Oh, anything. It's just what already normally is going on, without that whole story about right and wrong and it's happening to me. Because when there's no one, it's also, oh, I'm hurt because you said this, and oh, everything is happening to me, and I can work on that and all that. Oh my God, that's lost. It's just happening, and there can be pain or anything, but it's not because of anything. So there's pain, yeah. So, or crying, yeah. But there's nothing going on about, oh, I shouldn't, or what is there, and this is why, the whole story, that extra story, you could say, is lost. That's the freedom. It's aliveness, full on, but that doesn't mean it's nice. Or it's everything, of course. It's also not being able to walk or diseases or anything, what's going on, of course.
Yeah.
But for no reason. Wow, that's so amazing that there's no reason, no why. It's that what is happening. And the strange thing is when there's only that, only it's not the right word, but when that is suddenly that whole story falls away and there's that what's happening. Maybe there's a lot of pain, but there's nothing going on about it. It's completely something else. There's a freedom, there's an aliveness. It's the pain full on, of course, but it's alive and without reason. Oh my God, that's so different. It's just, can't even say how that is, but yeah, it's
The
amazing.
reason, as soon as I think of reason, I think of me, it's
Yeah,
like if there's a reason, it seems to be about me.
yeah, of course. Because you want to know why, because you want to get
Yeah.
better or something. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Everything in the story of me, everything is about feeling good in the end. Maybe not everybody sees it like the way, but it's moving away from pain or discomfort and wanting to feel good. This is completely out of that whole story. It has nothing to do with feeling good or comfortable or anything. It's what is happening. And when there's nothing going on about it, it's just that. Oh, is that what she means? Oh God, that's completely different. It's not, I can't even tell how that is because, wow. And it can be pain or any circumstances. And still there's, oh, that's aliveness. It's free. Like, how can you tell? Yeah. It's the suffering is that story about right and wrong and it's happening to me and why is this and all that. It makes it real and solid and like that.
Mhm.
Mm, lovely.
Yesterday, I received a phone call, and it's quite awful news about my mother.
Mm,
And I was petrified, Rose. Like, I was really petrified. And Richard
yeah.
came out of the office and could hear that, I was really upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and there was just this full on, like what you're saying, aliveness
Yeah.
of just being petrified, nothing else other than that.
Yeah.
But it was just so quick and alive. And then there was like, are we still getting pizza?
God. But yeah. Yeah, that's it.
It just seems so, and
Yeah. Yeah.
then not.
Mm. And then it changes again and then maybe, oh, it comes. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You can't even follow it. It's like, how is this life going? It's not even my life. It's just
No.
this. How can I follow that? You can't.
Yeah, no. And
Yeah.
then there's having dinner, and then there's, like
Mm.
it's not like it's all sad or whatever. It just moves, and then there's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Of
then there's
course.
sadness about mum again, and then there's sleeping like a baby, and then there's,
Yeah. 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 That's it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. It's full on.
Mhm.
Mm.
Thank you, Rose.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. It's so everything. It's full on, and it can be a feeling, but it's also people saying, "Do you want an egg?" You said last time. Do you want an egg? Yeah. Well, yeah. It makes it so simple and normal, and how it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, hello.
First, I'm really glad you're feeling better. And
Oh, yeah, it's so
it's
sweet.
nice.
Thank you.
It's nice
Yeah,
to
thank
see you
you.
today. I'm not sure what the point is to bring this up, but it keeps coming to mind. Several months back, I ran across this study where they proved that cause and effect works both ways. They had, it was really clever how they did the study, but they showed that the cause can be in the future. And then I found out there have been several studies and they've known this for years. But it really makes me think about how it's all right here. You did this a couple weeks ago when you were
yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
You said it's this. And
Yeah.
it's like that's a good visual of kind of what these studies are saying to me. It's like it's all here. I've had experiences in life too that kind of explains. It's like it seemed to me like, oh, this is why that happened back then. Because
Something
it
like
was
that.
almost like it just fits. It works with like intuition. It's because sometimes I'll just know what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
And it's because it's this already. It's not in the future. It's like there isn't really
Yeah,
such a
yeah, it's already there. Yeah. Well, it doesn't
s-
have meaning, but yeah, it can be like that. Yeah.
right.
Sorry.
That's why half the time it's like, oh, I should mention. Oh, it doesn't matter. so so, and it is just in the
Yeah.
story, but
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
found over the past months it keeps coming to mind. It just kind of touches in on a lot of stuff that
Yeah, it can
about
explain things, of course, and it can be fun to be clear about that and thinking like, oh wow, yeah, experiences that, and can be fun, but that's it. There's no importance in that. But
right.
can be nice to understand some things, but doesn't go anywhere. It's just an understanding. Can be
Mm-hmm.
nothing right or wrong, of course, with that. Just can be.
Yeah. And then there's kind of a similar thing with, so that's time kind of being
Mm,
collapsed into this,
mm,
but I also notice it with more lately, I don't know why, with space and
mm.
with things and with the no boundaries, because
Yeah. Yeah.
um it just keeps coming to me that, or maybe I keep noticing, or whatever it is, it's like there's no separation. Like, okay, like my dog's having an issue with her head. And in the past, I've been able to just kind of, I've thought of it as connecting with them and kind
Mm,
of getting a sense what's going on in them, like just
mm.
intuitively. But it's not that. It's that we're not even different, as far
It's
as,
one. And then suddenly there can pop up something and doing it, and it's like that. Or not, maybe not. It's
mm-hmm,
just, yeah.
mm-hmm,
Because we are so into relation and this is important, and maybe we can do something about it because I love him so much. And then there's something going on already, like a need and taking care of things. And, well,
right.
it's just what's happening. There's no one doing that. And there's also in the dog, there's no one. It's just that can happen, and there can be pain or discomfort, of course. But that's what's happening.
Yeah, and then the other part of this is what I was talking about doesn't have anything to do with if there's a me here or not, but sometimes, just like about everybody that comes to these, it's like, when is this illusion gonna fall away that
Yeah,
there's a
yeah, yeah.
me and all that.
Hmm.
But and then sometimes I think it's pretty amazing that there's even this illusion of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's really
Mm.
kind of, it's not all bad.
No,
I
but
mean,
it's a miracle how everything is
yeah,
working, and with the brain and all that. Amazing. Yeah, of course.
yeah, I
But
know.
it's also that trouble that there's right and wrong and better and worse and all that. So that makes it really complicated. That's more the story without that whole construct like me and all that better and that the story is fun. Or not only fun, it's just alive. Like it's better to say that. It's alive and it's everything and it goes on. It's amazing how everything is going. But that trouble, what most people have, like looking at it and thinking this is better and should be done like that and all that, that makes it so complicated and like a suffering and wanting something else. Well, yeah. And the fun thing is, or the crazy thing is, this is not about something else. It's saying, no, it's already that. But most people don't want to hear that. We want something else somewhere in a subtle or stronger way. Yeah. Hmm. It's already everything, how it's going. There's no one doing things. There can be a lot of thoughts. They don't make anything. They don't do anything with there's no power. There can be a belief that the thoughts have power. There can be belief in that. All that can happen. I don't see it. It's just what's happening without any reason, or it has nothing to do with that person, or thoughts are not even mine or yours. It's energy going. So how can we think we can use that? Or it's amazing, but it's so convincing. Just thoughts, energy. Yeah, can be thoughts. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
thanks. Hmm.
Hi, Roes.
Hi.
Could you just say something, just considering about everything's empty or there's no form. On the other side, there's seemingly you have to have a orientation in the world of forms. There are different kind of forms, and there's when there's no director of any kind, there's no person there, there's nothing there. But somehow we have, or the body have to function a world of different forms. Otherwise, you bump against the wall, everything. How does this happen, more or less? Because there's no orientation in this appearance, more or less. There's no director in this.
Yeah, it's by itself. So it's energetic. It's energy going. And because we assume that the whole body is real and there's maybe something in it or not something in it. But the body isn't even real. It's you could say parts of it, but it's a bit strange to say. But everything is just singular. So there's hand and that, and then because we have like an overview, we think like, oh, everything has a certain order, and when I go down that stairs, I'm moving my legs in a certain way. It's energetic. It's that it's we see it in a certain way, and that how we explain things and all that. it's singular, and then the brain makes a whole story of it, that going down the steps or something like that. And what is empty? It's, how can you say, how can you explain that? I don't know. It's it's suddenly obvious that everything is empty, and it's full on. It's empty, and in the same time, there's an appearance of that hand or a feeling or all that. Well, yeah, there's nothing in it. It's, yeah, but it's obvious. I can say it's obvious, but yeah, what is that? It isn't a belief. It is suddenly very obvious that it's like that. But everything is energetic. It's energy going, and because we can see in a certain way, and the brain makes it into stories. And what I heard also is what you can't understand, you don't see. And there are so many different ways of seeing and how moving is going on. And it doesn't mean it's going all right, because there's all kind of ways that it doesn't, that it's falling down or not functioning or all that. It's so energetic. It's such a miracle how everything is going. And we hope to have a clue that when we understand it a little bit, then we know why and how we can deal with it. And the freedom is that there's no why, there's no how. It's just the chaos of all that, and it's not happening to someone that in a body which is real. It's all empty, and it's all like chuk 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 like that. And because we want to have control and have to have I lie that it's my life, then we can see it and trying to control and all busy with that. And when that's all lost, that whole idea that everything is real and solid and everything still goes on the same way, but there's no structure. Or there can be structure in that way, that there's going to the shop and then there's cooking or all that, or forgetting maybe things, I don't know. Well, it's just going, or maybe not, and there's some dysfunction, and things are diseases, and things are it's just, and there's no reason. It's just energy going in a chaos of just what is happening.
Yeah, because somehow it appears as a form, you go from as a form from A to B, or it seems like that. It
Hmm.
seems that there's something different or something, but this it's just a story more or less, a
Yeah.
overlay. It's
Yeah.
not really happening.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I thought at the moment, yeah, where the story go, or which direction the story goes more or less, but no one is doing that. It's just also a appearance of energy.
Yeah.
But it feels real more or less, and a kind of, oh yeah, that's really necessary to have a plan
Yeah.
to move from A to B or something, or to have a future plan for tomorrow or for the next week, month, or whatever. But that's also just what's happening. There's no one in there.
But it's not only that there's no one in this whole body which is functioning in a certain way or not, maybe. It's not even that the whole body is not like a whole structure in one piece that's always there. That's we assuming it's like that. No,
Yeah.
it's a hand, it's pieces, and the brain makes it into a whole or filling the gaps. And because that otherwise it's too frightening, there's no one existing, and it's a chaos of anything, and you don't know where to go. And my god, if you're in that feeling like I'm in control and I have to make my life work in a certain way, then it's really important to do a lot of put a lot of energy in seeing it like one piece, and remembering and knowledge and all that. So there's a lot of it doesn't matter, it doesn't have any power, but it seems like really important to have a clue and to understand and to make it happen, because there's a tomorrow and we should do that. And then hearing there's no tomorrow, that's completely like, oh my god, this is so many things that out of hand, and it's not only saying there's no control. When they're saying, "Oh yeah, but oh, by the way, there's also no tomorrow. Oh, by the way, the body isn't real. Oh, by the way," and boing, boing. It's like, oh my God, what is there something left? It's just completely chaos, and not seeing a story of people of going on. It's just chaos of energy, seeing like a story, of course, that goes on without any meaning or reason or why. It's going by itself. It doesn't have anything to do with Rose. It doesn't see Rose or somebody else.
Yeah.
It just goes.
Yeah, after all, there's a huge question mark. What is this all about? There's absolutely no knowing about anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a-
That's crazy. Then when there's hearing, it's about nothing. It's just going, and it's just aliveness. It's just energy going, and that, and because we can see and the brain and all that, it seems like stories and all that we can make it into that. It's just chaos, and it's just an appearance of just energy going, not going anywhere. It's just wow. But it's also the free when that whole idea of I'm here and I have to live my life and right and wrong and all that is lost. It's chaos. Well, it doesn't matter because it doesn't go anywhere. It's not happening to me like that or anyone else. So it's what is happening. So the time, it's completely lost. That time isn't, yes, what happened a few hours before, it's just already gone, because, or maybe even quicker. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. That's complete freedom. Doesn't mean it's always nice. Can be having a flu or something like that. Of course. Ah,
yeah.
no energy. Oh. Like that. Yeah, of course. It's like
Yeah.
children without that whole idea of responsibility and guilt and meaning and all that. They just live, and they have also they feel good, they feel bad, they have energy and all that. Little chill, real little chill. And then there's coming that suddenly that separation and looking at yourself and feeling I'm here and I've done all and all that. Then the complication starts, of course.
Yeah, because it's clear that in the world of appearance, nothing could satisfy this appearance more or less. There's absolute nothing more or less because it all falls apart. It's quite
Yeah.
obvious because
Mm.
everything falls apart more or less. You lose your loved ones and you lose your jobs or you lose your house. You lose more or less everything is goes one day. And that's quite clear
Exactly.
more or less because nothing
Mm.
stays the same.
No. And it can be a story of living in a house with someone or with family. There can be having a mom or all
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Well, when there's no meaning in it, it's exactly how it is. And that's the freedom.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Rose.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, here. What is or does mean trust, love, empathy in life and meeting like this? Um, Empathy, trust, love, the personal love is only in the story of me. When there's me, there's trying to have trust because there's a huge when there's that separation, when there's a little child and suddenly there's an being able to abstract and things like that, and there's a separation and looking at yourself, there's a feeling of loss. There's a huge feeling of being lost and all that. So there's looking for maybe love, everything to make it right again, to maybe in love or in trust or in, there can be all kind of ways to being together with someone, or all kind of ideas about behaving in a certain way, so maybe then I'm not that lost again, or maybe they will love me so I feel all right, that I'm okay, because there's a huge feeling of I'm not good enough that can most of the time. So there's always looking for something that heals that. And in the story, there can be trust and hope and personal love, taking care, and somebody is loving you. And there are some conditions, but all right, there are conditions and all that. But that's in the story. There are a lot of rules in that. And this meeting is talking about unconditional love. It's unconditional. There are no rules. There's nothing. So there's no right, there's no wrong. There's no one. There's no one. It's not happening to someone. Life isn't happening to someone. Life is. And that what is a feeling, a hand. It's completely simple. It doesn't have any meaning or purpose or anything. It's just a hand, a glass, feeling, sound, that. And that's already. It's completely neutral. It doesn't go anywhere. It is. It doesn't go. It has nothing to do with people or person or anything. It's is singular. It's that feeling, that oh that. It's that. That's unconditional. There's nothing going on, and that it's it's crazy to call it love because it's everything. But when everything is unconditional, that's love. That's love. Doesn't mean love is not nice or a nice feeling or all that. It has nothing to do with nice or okay or all that. It's what it is. And the freedom is in what it is. It's exactly that. When there's nothing going on trying to change it, it's exactly that. Then it's full on that wall or that feeling or table or whatever what is happening, a sound. It's full on that. Oh God, it's whoa. How can you explain that? It's full on, it's singular, it's that. It doesn't mean it's always like whoa or can be subtle and all that, but it's alive in all kind of ways. It's the only thing there is. It's what is happening already, not for anyone. There isn't someone inside. It's already like that. So there's no need for anything else. There's no need for anything. That's also amazing, that there's no need to change or anything because it's complete already. Hmm. Thank you. I saw it already, Ty. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose.
Mm,
Thank you, Rose.
thank